So
I haven't
fun.
played that either, Ghost of Tsushima. That's supposed to be really, really good.
It's fantastic. I still need to go through it again. It's like, oh god, I don't want to go through. No!
Man, this robot.
They just added a multiplayer on that. A co-op multiplayer on that.
Oh, have it? Is
Yeah,
that like
I
ninja?
called the.
Is that ninja
Yeah,
versus
it's
ninja?
called something like that, or Samurai versus Ninjas and all sorts.
I've got some big ass robot chasing me.
Oh, yeah, that's when you rest accent. like an English guy.
That's even funny. I'm recording this through the Elgato device just for a bit of like footage on the side, and every time it goes to the cutscenes, it says gameplay.
Valkyrie better.
Alright. I haven't.
Yeah.
What's the last one I played? Last Predator game I played was Alien vs Predator. 2010 game. It's the last time I played it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, I played the
Yeah, I played
the 2000 game as well.
yeah.
That was.
How did you? Yeah. Did you play the second one?
Yeah.
By Monolith.
Yeah, I believe I did at some point or another. If it was just a quick demo of it or something, I remember playing it. I remember.
Yeah, I've got it.
I remember those Star Wars games. The ones that were only on
Empire.
PC.
Yeah, the Empire. Something like that.
Yeah, there was one where you had to play as you played as the Millennium Falcon. And you had to go through the Death Star or something like that. I think it was.
Oh.
It was really hard as well, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
It was running on a gaming PC. It would have been the mid '90s, I think, at the time. So it would have been something like a Voodoo card or something. Because I didn't know.
All the old Voodoo cards.
Yeah, you've got two companies competing. You've got Nvidia and AMD competing at the moment for your money and stuff. But at the moment, you can't buy anything. Literally, the mining has gotten so bad. I think the value of Bitcoin is like something like 50. It's like 50,000 or something. I don't fully understand it, to be honest, but it's insane. Like the price of like a video card, right? Say the RTX 3060. It's a card that retails for something like 300. Was it $329 to $400? And it's on Amazon and not that there is any stock to actually buy for 700 to 800 to 900 to £700 to £800.
Yeah.
Because you can mine Bitcoin with it. So and at the moment that makes about, I think this is something like $10 a day. So you're literally gonna make your money back in less than, say, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 months, supposedly. So nobody can buy, no gamers anyway, can buy video cards. That they're impossible to buy. You can't buy them anywhere. And because you got you've got your the miners, you've got your scalpers.
Yeah.
And you haven't got the stock, because obviously China stopped production during the whole COVID crap. So nobody can buy anything. It's the same with the consoles. The reason the consoles have got the same problem is because they've got basically the same issues. They're all produced on the process is it's called, the production process is called, I think it's made on what's called 7 nanometers. So basically that's the size of the silicon as such, the hardware they due to produce. From what I understand, I'm not fully well versed in this stuff, but I mean, so everything runs on that. So your PlayStations, your Xboxes, your PCs, car manufacturers, they can't even get the chips now. So like, you can't. They can't. They've stopped production of certain cars because they can't get the required stock to actually. Which is insanity. It's just insane.
That's terrible.
It is really, when you think about the fact that
Nice work.
It's just nuts. It's you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it could be 6 months, it could be a year before this stops, and then Bitcoin will crash and it'll be worth pittance again, basically.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly sad.
What are they doing?
Oh, I know it is.
I have information in my
Who owns AMD?
threat to Chairman Drake. He must have tracked my position to
Oh, it is.
Is that
AMD's
a
the actual,
Radeon?
yeah, well, no, AMD own Radeon, so
Yeah.
it never used to be that way, but AMD own Radeon or ATI, depending on what you want to call them as such.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones
Oh,
that
got them ATI Radeon. What the hell?
they had they built the hardware, didn't they? All the graphics hardware for the GameCube, from what I remember.
Yeah. The GameCube, the Wii, and also the Dreamcast.
Yeah. I mean, the Switch is getting DLSS, which is an NVIDIA feature that allows you to run stuff at basically. It's, from what I understand, it gives you a higher frame rate.
Yeah.
And there's very little like loss of quality, which is kind of impressive.
Oh yeah, of course.
Imagine being able to run at say 4K, and if you know your hardware and stuff like to push a resolution like that, you really do require.
Of course.
You know, the higher that your frame rate, the higher your resolution. Sorry, the lower your frame rate is going to be essentially.
Oh yeah.
So you know, imagine if you played a game on a PC and you jacked all the settings up on it, you'd find that you wouldn't get a smooth sort of performance. You'd get like, you know, like GoldenEye, you'd get like, was it like 16 frames a second or so?
Oh God, yeah. Remember that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's sort of, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's all. You know, people. The PC side of things, they do tend to focus a bit too much on this stuff sometimes because at the end of the day, what are you doing? You're playing something. It's not, you know, it's not the end of all worlds. You know, you just drop some of the settings and you've got playable frame rates and stuff. But there are people who've got money that put ridiculous sums of money down on this stuff.
Oh fucking hell! I'll tell me about it, mate. Huh.
I mean, look what Microsoft are doing with the Xbox. They're doing 60 frames a second on all a lot of their older stuff, titles and stuff.
That's not too bad, but that's what they need.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with 30 frames a second. I can deal with it.
Oh yeah, bullshit. It's just like me. I know some of the other game engines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But not like everyone. Not like every fucking name of the engines.
Well, yeah, I remember. Middle Earth, Battle for Middle Earth.
Yeah.
You know how much the frame rate on that absolutely sucked sometimes when you played it. I don't mind it. Once the things had reached Helm's Deep, the frame rate would just leave. Like, I'm going. Yeah. See, like, good luck.
Yeah, did I tell you that I completed a mission just with Gimli?
Did you really? I don't.
Yeah, I did.
Actually finished that game.
I didn't actually complete the game, but I completed Helm's Deep just with Gimli, just with sheer luck.
I used to just spam the Gondor soldiers on that game.
Yeah.
It was the first one, wasn't it? Battle for Middle Earth. I don't think I ever played this.
Yeah. Second one I've got on the Xbox, but not like the PC where it has like the Rise of the Witch King and all that.
Yeah. It was an EA game, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's when they did good. I think it was Redshaw. I think it was EA Redshaw who became Visceral Games.
Another company that's now defunct.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised they haven't done Command and Conquer yet. They haven't done like a remake or a new game, because obviously 4 tanked rather badly apparently.
Yeah. I think it's because of Westwood Studios and their latest ones, so I have no idea.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a bit of a shame, as it. Hang on, I've got a different gun.
Because the last Command and Conquer game I played was
they did a remake of they did a remaster of the original games, didn't they?
yeah. What's that Soviet one? Red Alert. Red Alert 3.
Yeah, that sounds like the right one.
And Tiberian one on the Xbox 360. They did like a one with Kane on the front.
Command and Conquer Is it Tiberian Wars?
Tiberian Wars, yeah. I think so. Oh, did he play Generals?
No. Yeah, I've played it once, I think.
Yeah. Not too bad. It was fucking hard to get it to play because I had not as powerful PC.
Yeah, I know the feeling that there were certain games. Like, I remember playing Doom 3 when it came out, and I bought it on my PC, and I had like an NVIDIA FX 5200 or something, which was, I think.
I had 88 Radeon Summer.
I think I had like 128 gigs of memory on 28 gigs of memory. I wish 128 megabytes, sorry, of memory. That'd be epic. 128 gigs of memory.
Nowadays you get an NVIDIA RT something and a new one.
RTX, yeah. So it's the only reason it's changed from GeForce from GTX to RTX is just the ray tracing, like terminology and stuff. So yeah. I mean, I'm not on ray tracing. I'm on G. Yeah, they're integrated into NVIDIA because they used to have a separate card for physics, if you can believe it.
Yeah.
I think it was about 2007 or something. But they they integrated that company into them in the end.
Oh, because most of the physics was actually part of the console games.
Yeah, from what I understand, I'm not so well versed in the console stuff.
Oh.
I only really paid attention to the hardware as when I got into the PC stuff. But there's some I shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I'm dead, damn it. There's some good stuff.
I know the Matrix game used one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I remember playing that Matrix. Not the Path of Neo, the other one, the first one.
I meant in the Matrix, yeah.
Yeah, the one with the square wheels. For some reason, that's one of the things I remember about the game.
It was jank. It was good, but jank. Janky graphics.
The combat was kind of interesting until you actually got into it and found it just repeated itself all the time.
It's kind of like it's basically Max Payne, but not as good as Max Payne.
Yeah, I mean, I played the Max Payne 2, I think it was, and there was a game I played called Soldier of Fortune that was like, for the time, it was really, really violent. That was really violent. You could like blow limbs off and stuff, and all sorts of like, you know. I
think it was Monolith who did Soldier of Fortune.
Didn't they also do that? They're the same company that did the Fear stuff, weren't they, later on?
Yeah, Monolith, yeah. They also did the Condemned games, the first-person horrors.
I've seen a demo of that, but I've never actually played through it.
Because the engine, the Liftech engine, was the one they used in Fear, where they had like that weird explosions and like really good physics.
Fear's a good game.
Scary. Like the jump scares.
It's certainly in places especially.
Because the girl kind of reminds me of Alessa from Silent Hill, just wearing red instead of blue. It's the same aspect, like the psychological.
The first two are really decent games, but the third one is just
Jenga's.
I played it with my brother, and it's just not a very good game. It's got these, you got these abilities where you can play as, is it Alma's sons, and like the one's got the ability to do slow mo.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first game was really good, and the second game like mixes things up with like mechs and stuff.
Yeah.
And again, it doesn't. I got it on Steam, and I was disappointed to discover it doesn't support. This is back in the day when there was no, you know, like today everything's like cross-compatible to some degree. So controllers are supported on PC. What they didn't support controllers, which. Well, I don't know.
Nowadays,
Yeah, it depends on how you like to play this type of things. I prefer strategy stuff. I always prefer to have a mouse. It's just more precise. There's precision on it. But on the other hand, some people have got the skill to play like Jedi Fallen Order with a mouse and a keyboard. I couldn't imagine that. I'd just be the controlling with the WAS keys would be really tricky.
The WAS keys, gotta remember the WAS keys,
Yeah.
Because didn't go back to Fear, they swapped game developers, didn't they?
The third game's a different developer, yeah. I think that, to be honest, this might be an unfair statement to say, but I'm beginning to think that's why it wasn't as good as the other ones.
Yeah, because Monolith is actually quite a good.
I've got it on my channel. It's one of the first or second or third video I ever did with my brother on it, and it was it just wasn't very. Yeah, we did a little bit. We only did like a couple of parts of it, but it was just kind of just like grindy. It was just you move to the next area, the next month, next load of troops attack you, and it just kind of.
Yeah.
And the more interesting characters was the other guy. Was the, in fact, the guy you take out in the first sphere. It's him. You play as the guy you take out. So. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Yeah, I think his name is it something like Pental or Patel or something? I can't remember off the top.
I can't remember. It's been a while since I've
something like
played
that.
Because Monolith. They also did those two 60s
oh yeah
spy shooters.
I've played.
Never Lives Forever.
Yeah, I've played the PC version of that. Oh no, it was only on PC. It was just PC, wasn't it? Or was it console as well?
They did a remake with a bit of sort of tweaks and extra levels on the PS2 version, but they never released a second one on the console.
Oh right.
Just the PC.
I remember Diablo 1. I played Diablo 1 on the console. On the PS1. Yes, on the PS1. That was when 2 was out.
Yeah.
And I was like yeah, yeah, it was not a particularly good game, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Compare it when you've got something, you play something like, oh, this is, and you want it sort of doesn't really fulfill what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But it's a nice alternative until you can get hold of the thing you're actually more interested in.
Pretty much. Because the Monolith Productions also did the first two Middle Earth games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the newest IP.
It's one of those companies where they do things you don't really expect them to do, do you really?
Pretty much.
Don't want that logo.
Huh.
Oh man, this is so hard.
It's probably because you haven't played the platform in like decades.
You can upgrade on this, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
That might be why.
I can't remember how.
I haven't got a clue, right? I'm just looking through the.
Yeah.
No idea.
It's like with some games, you wouldn't realise, but they will do a Spider-Man game after Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. I was trying to think of I had a look at that Star Fox 64 the other day. Was it last week sometime?
Oh, why?
It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
not that bad actually. You know, I said to you, I messaged you and said like you can play it in co-op in split screen on a Nintendo on a 64. And it doesn't.
Or
you need the expansion pack. Oh, I think
yeah.
it runs better if you've got the expansion pack. Apparently.
Yeah.
That's a really rare game. I don't hear much about from anyone.
StarCraft.
Yeah, StarCraft 64. Yeah, it's one of those sort of.
Yeah.
It's a PC title, so it's kind of odd that it's not. It's not on anything else.
No, Dusty 64.
Because you can't ever imagine Blizzard make. Oh no, all right. I know they've got the arcade stuff, but I could never imagine Blizzard making anything for honestly nowadays for a Nintendo system, apart from maybe Diablo, obviously. But
yeah, and Overwatch.
yeah.
Apart from that, I don't think they'll ever go back to an N64 thingy console.
That's what I mean. When you think of the 64, it's a good system, but it's like jankier so compared to like today's standards.
Oh yeah.
The draw distances on the fog when you're trying to play certain types of games and stuff.
Oh, the fog of war.
Yeah, it's like, we can't render all these effects, so we'll just use some fog to hide it, which is fair enough, you know. But
it's stuff like the first Silent Hill. That's what all they did with the fog.
yeah.
They just to cover the shoddy.
Yeah.
Well, not shoddy.
I mean, look at Medal of Honor. You were playing that the other week, weren't you? The PS1
Yeah.
version.
Oh fuck! I jank as fuck.
Yeah. Does it stand up? Do you think it stands up by today's standards, or it just look really, really janky?
I say yes.
Yeah.
Because it was the first ever.
It's quite ambitious, isn't it? Because there's a multiplayer mode on it as well, isn't it? There's a...
Yeah. And it's done by Steven Spielberg, so DreamWorks Interactive, so. And EA. Old EA.
Yeah, I mean, I remember playing it, and I was like, oh, this is like, yeah, it's
like
not really.
1999.
Is it 1999? Is it?
Yeah. 1 year after Saving Private Ryan. Which you still need to watch if you ever watched it before.
I actually have a confession. I got bored watching that film. I don't know why. I know. I don't
Blasphemous. Blasphemous.
I nearly fell asleep watching that film. I don't know why. It was just an impatient.
It's like
impatient teenager.
Lord of the Rings. People like
people that hate the Hobbit films though, like, and I'm like, I don't really like the Hobbit film, but like a lot of people like compared to Lord of the Rings, I'm like,
I love them.
Yeah, I think.
I mean,
people don't like the distant, the what's the word? The running time is too much, which I can kind of see that, but to me, I just found the whole world kind of fascinating, to be honest.
Try watching the extended editions. It's about 3 hours and odd long.
Oh, I've watched all the extended editions more than once. Lord of the Rings, I've watched a couple of times, but the extended editions in Lord of the Rings, there's more dialogue than in The Hobbit, so there's points in the film where the pacing tends to slow down a little bit, but it's still really, really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I think it's in the extended versions of the second film, you get to know the age of Aragorn.
And sends Sauron back at the end of the.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Is it the Battle for the Five Armies?
It appears to be some sort
Yeah, I
of
think
system,
that's
but it is being jammed.
The last of them, Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that sort of
Don't worry.
that, like,
The computer would have told us.
you never when obviously Blood of the Ring starts, obviously he betrays everyone. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's supposed to be set in the Second Age, the new the Amazon TV series.
Yeah, it's
Which is
that set before
think
Hobbit?
way like thousands of years.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, way before Bilbo.
Like I said to you before,
It's where
to spam
Saruman.
the Gondor soldiers in the Battle of Middle-earth.
God, yeah, I know. Don't.
Just spam loads of them. You could just like then send a massive Gondor force against anybody.
Yeah. They should do like a sequel to Lord of the Rings where it's like set in the 4th age.
That'd be kind of interesting. What's the 4th age again?
The 4th age is Age of Man. It's the Age of Men, or something like that.
Is that set? When's that set then compared to the? Is that after or before?
After. It's after the basically the fall of Saruman again, or where it gets destroyed. It's basically like a
Okay.
it's because you get to see
According to my database, they were created by
Gimli and Legolas go on adventures like for the last time and stuff like that.
Oh, right, because I know he released a book, didn't he? Called is it Smerillion or something?
Yeah, that's basically like an index.
Oh, is it an index?
It's an index. Yeah, it's like all the families and who's related to, who belongs to there, who was before him, and blah blah blah.
Oh, right.
Because in the 4th age, it's basically what was left. Basically.
Alright. Just like picking up the scraps on the floor and stuff like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's where it's basically where Aragorn dies, like at the age of 100 and some odd years old, and Gimli's like old. Legolas still looks young because he's an elf.